From Wan to Korra, let's dive into the evolution of the Avatar and break down 10,000 years of bending. Before there even was an Avatar, bending the elements was a temporary ability given to humans by the great lion turtles. Each element was often used to gather food and resources for survival. But with the spirit's help, one man would bend the elements like never before.
And the way Wan moves fire, it's like nothing I've ever seen. He uses it like it's an extension of his body.
Wan also became the first human to harness the power of multiple elements at once. But how was that possible? For thousands of years, evil was kept at bay thanks to Raava, the great spirit of light. Her mission was to defeat the dark spirit Vaatu.
Since the beginning of time, we have battled over the fate of this world. And for the past 10,000 years, I have kept darkness under control and the world in balance. Until you came along.
So, by freeing Vaatu, I led chaos into the world?
Precisely. The human and spirit realms are headed toward annihilation.
It was up to Wan and Raava to once again seal the darkness. But it would take more than just the power of fire.
It feels completely different.
Wan and Raava visited more lion turtles. With Raava's help, Wan held the power of fire, air, water, and earth.
When you pass through me, I feel an incredible rush of power. I feel like I'm changing. The more we practice, the stronger I become.
But as Wan was mastering all the elements, Vaatu's power grew stronger. Darkness began to spread around the world, causing chaos between humans and spirits.
Wipe them out!
Raava, we need to combine our energies. Maybe they will have enough power to stop this. Enough! You need to stop fighting now, before you destroy each other!
Stinky! What happened? He's controlling all four elements.
With the power of all four elements, Wan and Raava confronted Vaatu together. And in that final battle, the Avatar was born. Over the course of the next 10,000 years, we've seen bending get bigger and bigger from avatars like Kuruk of the Northern Water Tribe and Yangchen of the Air Nation. At the time, none were greater than Avatar Kyoshi. This avatar from the Earth Kingdom demonstrated large feats of bending at a young age, like creating an entire island to ward off invaders. Kyoshi clearly accomplished many things during her avatarhood, but some accomplishments would lead to consequences that the next avatar would have to deal with. To elaborate on this, we need to dive into Kyoshi's successor, Roku of the Fire Nation. When Fire Lord Sozin was threatening to conquer the world, Roku needed to intervene.
I'm sparing you, Sozin. I'm letting you go in the name of our past friendship. But I warn you, even a single step out of line will result in your permanent end.
Years later, we saw an epic bending display by Roku. He saved his family and fellow villagers from a massive volcano. But despite Roku's raw power, this moment marked the end of his era. 100 years later, Avatar Aang of the Air Nomads needed to finish what Roku had started.
Sozin's comet will return by the end of this summer, and Fire Lord Ozai will use its power to finish the war once and for all. If he succeeds, even the Avatar will be able to restore balance to the world. Aang, you must defeat the Fire Lord before the comet arrives.
Before he even knew he was the Avatar, Aang was an airbending master. In fact, he was the youngest airbender to ever earn the rank of master. But mastering the other elements wouldn't be as easy. The Avatar usually has several years to master all the elements. Aang only had maybe a few months.
Mastering the elements takes years of discipline and practice. But if the world is to survive, you must do it by summer's end.
Aang learned the other elements from benders who were masters in their own right, but it wouldn't be enough to take down the Fire Lord.
Honestly, if Aang tries to fight the Fire Lord right now, he's gonna lose. No offense.
All of his past lives advised him to take the Fire Lord's life, even if it meant going against the pacifist ways of the Air Nomads.
I know that you're a gentle spirit, and the monks have taught you well. But this isn't about you. This is about the world. Here is my wisdom for you. Selfless duty calls you to sacrifice your own spiritual needs and do whatever it takes to protect the world.
But the last airbender forged his own destiny by unlocking a power no Avatar had held before.
What did you do to me?
I took away your firebending. You can't use it to hurt or threaten anyone else ever again.
Aang accomplished many things during his avatarhood, but everything would change with the next Avatar. Typically, the Avatar isn't discovered until his or her teenage years. But one little girl from the South Pole demonstrated multiple bending styles at just 4 years old.
What makes you so sure your daughter is the one?
Korra, please come in here.
I'm the Avatar! You gotta deal with it!
Korra's training was unlike most avatars. Usually the Avatar must travel the world and search for bending masters. But Korra stayed at the South Pole until she was 17 and excelled in water, earth, and firebending. bending didn't come as easy to Korra. But luckily, she had the son of Avatar Aang to guide her.
Look at you, so big and strong. You've grown into quite the young Avatar.
Master Tenzin, I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to get started.
And with the daughter of the legendary Toph Beifong, she became the first Avatar to learn metal bending. But it was during Korra's era that the Avatar spirit would change forever. Remember Vaatu? Just like Raava fusing with Wan, Vaatu would fuse with Unalaq to create the Dark Avatar.
Now a new era for spirits and humans will begin, and I will lead them all as the new Avatar.
Well, I'm the old Avatar, and my era's not over yet.
Unalaq came extremely close to not only ending Korra's era, but the entire Avatar cycle. He severed Korra's connections with the past Avatars. Aang, Kyoshi, and the rest were all gone with one hit after the other. Just like that, Korra could no longer communicate with her past lives. She could still enter the Avatar state, but she could no longer contact them for guidance. For the first time since Wan, the Avatar was truly alone.
I thought that if I really tried, I might be able to contact my past Avatars, someone who knows something to help me. But I can't. They're gone, and I'm all alone.
But Korra was reminded that being the Avatar was more than just mastering all the elements.
Avatar Wan.
Before he fused with Raava, Wan was just a regular person.
But he was brave and smart and always wanted to defend the helpless.
That's right. He became a legend because of who he was, not what he was. He wasn't defined by Raava any more than you are.
Even without the past Avatar's guidance, she accomplished more in a few years than most Avatars do in their entire lives. Apart from mastering the elements, Korra opened the spirit portals, allowing humans and spirits to live together for the first time in 10,000 years. Not to mention, she saved the world from the Red Lotus, Equalists, and more. She solidified herself among the Avatar greats. That wraps up the evolution of the Avatar. Which Avatar is your favorite? Let us know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing.